Right, finally made it after like 3 months. This is the next episode 3 of Frighteningly Average Film Reviews. Can't even remember why I called it that in the first place, but here we go. Right, I was just kind of wanting to get more views and that, make sure it was not popular, but make sure people were listening to it before making a new one. So we're on to my third film that I watched last night. It's from a director called Christopher Smith. He's I think he's from Bristol, Bristol or Cornwall. I think it's Bristol, and he's also made the film Creep, which was about the London Underground and the kind of horrors within it, and it's a really good kind of claustrophobic horror thriller film. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this one. I am doing Triangle. It's in a slipcase. Triangle. Right, can you see it all right?
Yeah, I can see it fine.
Okay. And it stars Australian soap actress Melissa George as a woman called Jess, who's well, she wasn't a soap actress in her day. She's more famous now for doing like Mulholland Drive, and she was the hot nanny in Friends towards like series 9 or 10, and yeah, she's in Triangle, and she's a character called Jess. And she's at the start of the film, you see her talking to her son, who's got he's mentally handicapped. He's what is it? Autistic. Yeah, he's autistic, and she watches him paint, and yeah, she gets a little bit angry with him, frustrated. So she takes him to school. Normal day at school, and not normal day. It's yeah. Anyway, she takes him to school.
Saturday.
Yeah, it comes to that later on. She drives him to school. Next minute, it kind of crosses over to this boat called Triangle. Is it a boat? I'm not good with names. We'll just say it's a boat.
We'll say it's a yacht.
Yeah, a
yacht.
We'll say
yacht.
it's a yacht. And she's been invited to this sailing, this sailing event with a few friends. And from the very start, as soon as she starts walking on the harbour, the friends notice right away that she's a little bit kind of disturbed, kind of away with the fairies. She's clearly spacing out. It's like she's got something on her mind. And as she gets up on the yacht, she's just there to make friends and that, and the very first thing she does is go below deck and decide to sleep. When she wakes up, she's very quiet and withdrawn. She doesn't really be making friends very well. She's not making friends, she's just not very, she's not very sociable, clearly. And another thing I was going to say is, it's going to be hard to talk about this film without spoiling it, without mentioning spoilers. I'm going to try and avoid spoilers as much as possible, but yeah, we'll see what happens. As they're sailing away, out of nowhere, the sky turns black. I mean, these are like the blackest clouds imaginable, and they know that some shit's about to happen. They know that danger's on its way. So the boat stops, their engine cuts out, they go into the storm, the winds change, and right behind them is a clear blue sky, and right ahead of them is just complete darkness, and they're heading into like this crazy monsoon. It's just this crazy storm, and upon they're almost fighting for their lives trying to get out of this. So as soon as they're out of it, one of the friends, Heather, is nowhere to be found. They're on their upturned yacht, and yeah, they're frantically searching for their friend. They have no idea where she is. They think she's drowned, until out of nowhere comes this big, massive boat. I don't know.
Liner. Yeah,
liner. I'm not good with things like that. I am terrible. Somebody will probably correct me, but I'm not sure what it is. What was the Titanic? Anyway, it's massive.
That was a rolling boat.
Comes out of pretty much nowhere, and they think they're saved. So they jump onto this boat, hoping to find their friend Heather, hoping that maybe she's jumped aboard. And once they got upon it, the main girl, Jess, she's pretty freaked out. Well, she's freaked out anyway, but she swears she's seen it all before. She recognises this very liner, this ship. And I remember you said you seen a big ship coming out of nowhere. Always means something bad.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time you've seen a good ship.
Yeah, on Lost, it's like, yeah, as soon as you see the ship, it's something bad. Right, this is going to sound like a spoiler, what I'm about to say, but it's really not, because it's what the film's about. They start getting kind of bumped off one by one. Although they think the ship's deserted. Well, they don't think it's deserted actually. They know somebody's on it. They say, do you know, there must be somebody on it, otherwise the ship would be moving. So they think that whoever's the skipper, I don't know if that's a captain or whatever, but they say whoever the skipper is must have been bumping them all off. And kind of, no, they're not, I wouldn't say brutal is, but yeah, I suppose. But that's not really a spoiler, because it's what the film's about. It's like saying Changeling. Oh, by the way, the little boy goes missing. You know, that's the kind of what the film's about. It's not a spoiler.
In Die Hard, people die.
Yeah. By the way, Hans Gruber's a terrorist. Yeah, so they start getting bumped off, and Jess seems to be main kind of suspect, even though she's saying, well, it couldn't be me, otherwise I'd be in two places at once, because I was with the guy Victor, who's just died. Right, I'm going to stop there from telling the story. That's just within the first half an hour. I'm going to stop there, because if I go any further, I'll probably go into spoilers. But I'll start saying what I think of the film now. Right, yeah, because I'll go right into spoiler territory. I don't want to do that. When I first saw the trailer for this, I saw the trailer for it before I bought the film, even though it's not a very, I wouldn't say it's not a very well known film. It kind of is, it's just, anyway, I saw the trailer. It was marketed, I think, as a slasher film, but I like slasher films. I know they're kind of cheesy and they're, you know, predictable as hell, but I like a good slasher film when they're done right. You know, I like even the cheesy ones. Are kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, you know, Graduation Day and all the rest. I was like, I like all that stuff. You know, cheesy 80s horror. Anyway, it's kind of marketed like that, because you see the guy in the burlap sack. He's got the axe, you know, on the kiss. You see, you know, and it's and you think, oh yeah, it's a slasher film, but it's actually a thriller. It's very, it's not very horror-like at all. I don't think it's meant to be a horror film. It's clearly it's a thriller, and I think it's a really good one. It's a very smart film, I think. Can't go into much detail without spoiling it. It's when you start watching it, you think you know what you're in for. You've got your setup, you know. Oh yeah, they get into an accident and they get picked up, and you know, it's like a haunted house film. You know, car breaks down, go to haunted house, bad things happen. Kind of same setup, except instead of people just getting bumped off, there's more to it than that. It's a very clever film. It's somebody once told me, I can't remember where, I think it might have been on Cult Labs, the website which I go on, the forum, the cult forum website I go on. I've not been on it in a while actually, I'm going to have to start visiting it. Told me that there's not much in repeat viewing. I actually found the opposite. I like it more on repeat viewing. I see it 3 times now. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's a really well done film. It's really clever. Melissa George that plays the main character. She's really good. She is clearly fucked up in the head. You see, as she's going through the film, you see her changing. You see her. She's just the kind of away with the fairies, clearly troubled mind that is just going through it. You see, just starts off. I'm just going to say triangle, because it's almost in 3 stages. You've got her on the boat where she's kind of sleeping and she's kind of away with the fairies and kind of distant from everyone, and there's a second part kind of later on where she's kind of trying to help everybody. She's like, help, you know, trying to get distress signals, and then there's the third part where she realises what's going on and she's kind of intense, she's angry, and she's... Another thing I kind of noticed in it is every now and then you see her looking into the smashed mirror. She goes back into this room and she looks into the mirror, and that's when she sees the suit. you'll know what I mean if you watch the film. She sees the suit, and she looks into the mirror, the cracked mirror, and then she goes on it. When she goes on it later on, you see her looking into the cracked mirror. She stares into it, and I think that's something to do with maybe a broken mind. You know, when you look into a mirror, you know it's meant to be reflecting your soul in mythology. So I think when she looks into the mirror, it's like kind of cracked soul or cracked mind. And yeah, she's a very, very disturbed person. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can go into without spoiling it. I really enjoy this film. I think it's much better than it kind of, not that it should have been, but I think if it was done by somebody else. This Christopher Smith he wrote and directed it, and he's done a really good job. He's clearly thought this out really, really well, and as it goes through it, it's like a jigsaw. This film is a jigsaw. I wouldn't say it's a twisty film, but I would say it's like a jigsaw, and as it goes through, as the film kind of unwinds, it's like the jigsaw pieces are coming together. It's like everything's connecting until at the end you go, ah, right. And it's really well done, it's really well acted, especially, like I said, by Melissa George, who it's pretty much, it's all about her, it's all about her head. And some of the images in this film, there's two in particular I really like, are to do with, how should I say, like multiple things. It's like if you watch this film, you'll know exactly what I mean. There's two specific scenes and two images in this film that make you go, do you know what, that's really, really cool, it's really well done. It's not for a kind of horror thriller film, it's not very violent, it's not even gory or anything. There's maybe one scene that's pretty graphic, but it's not like I say, it's 15, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's much better than it kind of should have been, or could have been in like lesser hands. I think it should be more well known than it is. It's definitely worth a watch. I think that's me done.
Really? That's the short one you've
I
done.
thought that's what I was trying to do, try to keep it short and sweet. Right. But I wanted to say before I finish off this review that I'm open for recommendations, and one caught my eye on my Facebook page was from a guy called, I can't remember his name, you know, Scott?
Stuart Johnson.
Stuart Johnson, and the film was called Begotten. I don't know anything about this film, I've not watched it, but hopefully in the next few days I'm going to watch this film and I'm going to make a review, and I'll probably tag the guy, Stuart Johnson, I'll probably tag you in it, so well, so you know you're the one that recommended it, and I'll try and get a watch as soon as possible. I'll make the review. I'm going to try and make my reviews more frequent. The only reason I waited so long was to try and get